TADSAW stands for Train a Dog, Save a Warrior. And dogs like the Colonel and Aspis here that you see there are part of making a difference daily.
Yes, go girl. The help that she gave me, I wanted to help them, do the same.
Retired Staff Sergeant Leland Kidd served 5 years in the U.S. Coast Guard, as well as 5 years in the Army. He says coming home has its challenges.
Because we always come back, but we're not all here, like some of us are still back there, some of us are still clinging on to something that we don't have any control over anymore.
The Train a Dog, Save a Warrior program provides veterans with a canine rescue battle buddy. They train their own dog to meet their specific needs. Leland says, in being part of a TADSAW team, something shifted.
It felt like something that was like home to me.
He found that molding a dog's behavior with love and affection was a familiar feeling.
Just it fit right along the lines of what I'm used to as a father, taking care of my kids, and as a soldier, taking care of my soldiers.
For veterans with PTSD, service dogs bring a sense of security. Tell me how Aspis helps you.
She keeps me focused on her, being out in the open, being where a sniper fire, would have taken place in the past or something, it made me a little uneasy, but whenever I have the dog there, I'm focusing on her, and I'm focused on what's going on around me. If I do feel like I have something coming on or whatever, anxiety, or she'll nudge up to me, she'll wake me up in the middle of the night and say, hey, what's going on? She puts her cold, wet nose in my eye. She really helps me out, and I think I help her out as well. We go hand in hand as a battle team,
It's a beneficial bond Leland wanted to share.
I wanted to do the same in helping my brothers and my sisters, in arms, as far as helping them in this journey.
Leland has been paying it forward, helping other wounded veterans heal and become an accredited TADSAW service dog team. A symbol on his shirt brings awareness to why.
The 22 is the veteran suicide rate, 22 a day. And what we want to do is we want to decrease that.
That goal is why Bart Sherwood began the program back in 2010.
Because every day he's got a 50-50 chance that he's going to become a number or survive. And that's, to me, it's just way too much. Are you a good boy?
This is the Colonel. Rescued 8 years ago, he's the official ambassador for TADSAW.
He's a great inspiration to our veterans and their families to let them know, hey, just because you're disabled, you can still do something. Just get up and do it.
A majority of the warriors choose a shelter dog because they want to help save a life.
So all the dogs in our program come from either rescues or shelters. They can be owned by the veteran and they come into our program, or we go ahead and get them one out of the shelter. Not only do we save the veteran life, but now we save a dog's life. We're saving 2 lives at a time.
And together, the team tackles the journey.
The reason we want the veteran to go ahead and train with the dog from start to finish is because it builds up his self-confidence, his self-trust, his self-esteem back that's missing because he couldn't do anything to help a fallen brother or sister. And that's what happens. They lose their trust in themselves, and by letting them train the dog, they build up that trust again.
For Bart, it's not about the organization. It's about saving the next veteran.
For every veteran, I help him, I help a dog, I help a family, I help a neighborhood, I help a community.
Canine battle buddies, like the Colonel, continue to inspire hope.
He is a special dog. There will never be another colonel, not at all. And maybe a sergeant major, but it's not going to be an officer.
For Leland, Aspis gave him a powerful purpose.
I like to think that I saved her just as much as she saved me.
Well, TADSAW Program Director Bart Sherwood and retired Staff Sergeant Leland Kidd join us now on set, along with their canine battle buddies, of course, the Colonel and Aspis. Thank you so much for being here, you guys, and bringing, of course, the dogs. Bart, you adopted the Colonel after he was hit by a car, and he inspires others and veterans by, of course, daily just kind of overcoming that disability. You have a different way of referring to the stigma of PTSD.
I don't like referring to it. I don't like the mental health aspects, making everybody look like they're mentally ill or whatever. I think it's more of an occupational hazard, a military-induced anxiety depression syndrome that, everybody who has a job, they're going to get stressed from it. So if you can change that job on them, then it's going to go ahead and allow them to go ahead and take care of themselves. And by doing they leave their military occupation alone when they start training the dog, because now they are a dog handler, a dog trainer, so it's just a lot better for them.
And Leland, you became a certified master canine trainer. You continue to help others, and dog's name Aspis. What's that mean?
Yes, it's Aspis. She's like it's the name of the Spartan shield. So
Okay.
It's like my shield.
And she's your shield.
Yes.
Your shield, your protector.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Tell folks how these dogs are able to kind of pick up on these issues.
They actually smell the adrenaline and cortisol neurotransmitters when they're released into the body when you're triggered for an episode. It takes 5 to 12 minutes for it to build up a level to where it pushes against the threshold, and then you start feeling the anxiety because something's wrong. The dog actually picks up on it within 1 to 3 minutes, and by teaching the veteran to be proactively responsive to the dog, he's able to go ahead and interact with the dog 3 to 5 minutes after the trigger, releasing oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins, dopamine to calm him down, and he doesn't get to that point of the episode.
That's fantastic. And this is not just for veterans either, right?
No. It's for their family members, first responders, all first responders.
All right.
Fantastic.
And folks can help out?
They can help out. We don't, we have to evaluate the dog, and we don't have a training facility to take the dogs. Only when our veterans come into the program do we go ahead and get a dog from a shelter. So trying to have people donate dogs is really tough.
More on this, you can go to SALive.com and click on the As Seen on SA Live tab. And gentlemen, thank you very much
thank
for
you.
your
Yes,
service.
thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Fantastic.